Hi, I've got a Halloween project here for you. Put my Halloween pumpkin coloured scarf on in honour of it. It's a placemat, so it's in the shape of a pumpkin. It's reversible. It's on two sides, you can use it. I've used two different fabrics and then I've done a nice bias binding around the edge. So it's really easy to make. It's going to look great on your Halloween table. You can make a few of them. And then if they get dirty, just put them in the washing machine and you can bring them out year after year. So it's quite easy to make. Let's get on and have a look. Right, so the fabrics I'm using are a cotton, just a printed cotton, and I bought a fat quarter bundle from a website of Halloween fabrics. So I've just got like a selection of different fabrics and I've chosen 3 of the different fabrics here. So I've used one for the front, a different fabric for the back, and then this is going to be used to make my bias binding. So the other things that you need is you need a fusible interfacing. So I've already ironed this on here, and this is a medium weight, and this is the front of the placemat. Then inside there I've got this like cotton wadding, which is really soft. It's just going to give it a little bit of loftiness and stability. Sometimes this is what's used in curtain making as well. And then the other piece at the back. So I've got 4 layers there. And the same for this is going to be like the little stalk of the pumpkin. How to get the pattern. So what I did to make the pattern was I took a piece of A3 paper, and then I literally just hand drew this pumpkin. So basically it's a bit like a big, almost like a big apple. I did a little bit of a dent there and then a couple of waves there. Okay. So the size of that paper is 30 by 42 centimetres, which is 11¼ inches by 16½ inches. And then I just sketched the top, and that was from a piece of paper that was 15 by 13 centimetres, which is 6 by 5⅛ of an inch. Okay, so I drew the pumpkin, cut it out, and then I just hand drew some lines in here that are going to give it a little bit of depth. I've pinned the 4 layers of fabric together all the way around just to stabilize it. Now the thing that you need to know for doing this top stitching is just use your normal needle, but lengthen your stitches just slightly. So I normally have mine at sort of like 2½, so I'm probably going to do it at sort of 3.5, just so that I get a longer stitch. I'm going to do it by eye. If you want to, you can use your template that you've got, but so what you can do is you can actually attach that and sew over the paper if you want to. But I'm just going to do mine by eye because I'm not bothered if it has sort of a more sort of organic, natural feel to it. So I'll take this over to the sewing machine and start sewing. I've also done the same for the stalk, so I've pinned that together and I'm going to freehand just do 2 lines of stitching, one that way and then one curving out that way. Right, so the bias binding, there are 2 ways to do it, and one is that you can use pre-made bias binding, which comes already folded and looks like that, or you can make your own bias binding. So I'm going to make mine. I've got here one of the fat quarters, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over. It's sort of in a square but not totally, so I'm going to fold it over so it's in a square. And then what you want to do to make bias binding is cut on a 45° angle. So I am going to fold it there, and then on that fold line I'm going to draw a line right the way across. So for each, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure 35 millimeters there from the last line, 35 there, draw a line, and then keep going down there. Right, now all the strips are cut out, you need to attach them so they all form one long strip. So first of all, go to the end, cut it off straight on 2 of the ends. Make sure that your fabric is matching, so it's going the same way. So my bat is sort of looking upwards and upwards. Okay, and then you might think that you're going to attach it like that, but actually what you're going to do is you're going to attach it on a right angle. So put them at a right angle to each other, so you've got like a right angle edge there, and then you're going to literally sew from one diagonal corner to the next, and what that will do is it will attach it like that. Right, now this is all attached, we've got lots and lots of bias binding. So what you need to do now is just cut off the little edge here. Okay, get rid of the bits, and then I like to open it out as well, so press that bit out and also press on the other side just to give it a nice finish. So you can do it with your fingers, or you can take it to the iron and give it a more professional finish. Right, so I'm going to use one of these little tape making machines. They're brilliant. So what you have on the back is a size. So this is 18mm. So basically what you need to do is the fabric needs to be double that size. So I did this at 36mm. So that's the width of the fabric. So first of all, cut it on an angle, which just makes it easier to slide through. Now, it can sometimes go through by itself, but sometimes it doesn't, and it needs a bit of help. So you can either use a pin, or I've got like an owl there just to pull it through. So pull it through, and you'll see that it comes through at the end ready folded. So what you need to do then is very gently, I find this first bit is the most difficult bit, so I just like to press it with my fingers before I get the iron out. I don't know, I just find it easier. So I press that first bit. Now you get your iron and you have it on steam, and you just press it gently and feed it through here. Okay, so now what we've got is what's called single bias binding. Okay, so if you didn't have one of those little implements, you can just simply fold it over, each side over, and iron it in place. But now what we're going to do is make it into double bias binding. So you simply press it over, make sure that the edges meet, and then press it all the way down again with the iron. I'm just doing it with my finger here to show you. And then that is the bias binding that we're going to attach. So here we have lots of bias binding ready to add to the outside of the placemat. Can't even speak. Take the binding and open it up, and where you're going to sew is on that inside crease there, so this first little section. So start at the side, match up the edges, and then just pin it and start feeding it all the way around. Because it's bias, it's going to follow the curves. When you get to the end, what you're going to do is cross these two ends over, so it's got a nice neat ending. So one of them can just sit with an unfinished end, and then the other one is going to be folded back. So fold it back by about 1 centimetre, but first of all overlap it, if you can see. So the other finishes there, so give it an extra 2 centimetres, and then cut an extra centimetre off there. Okay, so turn that over by the centimetre, let's press it down, and then that is going to be the bit that will be on top, and then that other bit can go underneath. So clip that in place. So you can see what you have then is when you turn it inside out, you have got that turned underneath, and then the raw hem is covered in there. Okay, so it's all sort of neatly finished. Now that this is sewn all the way around, so it's attached, you now need to simply fold it over all the way around, and then fold this side under as well, and pin that in place. If you find that this has moved and there's a little bit too much showing and there's not enough room for you to fold it over enough, just simply trim off the little bits there. It's really easy to do. Once you've pinned that in place, is you're going to sew a line of stitching all the way around the edge there, the very edge, and that will also catch the other side. Right, so it's all pinned now. Right, you can see that the binding is attached all the way around. That's one side, and then if you flip over, it's the same on the other side. So you can actually use this on either side, which is great. Right, so now we're going to do the same process and attach the binding to the stalk. So just to show you that stalk shape, it's a little bit more tricky because you've got these corners here, which makes it a little bit more difficult to attach the binding. So if I turn it over, this is where I've started attaching it. So it's the same process where you are going to open it out and then you attach the two pieces together along this fold line. The difference being when you get to the corner. So what you do is you carry on attaching here and then you stop at that corner and you sort of fold the fabric up. Can you see it's sort of folded up in a peak? And then you just start again following that line, okay, and carrying on on the bottom bit. So you can see, look, I've sewn to the edge there and then I've stopped, and then this I've folded upwards. And I'm going over to the other side and I'm going to restart my needle again. And what I've done is I've put a needle in there so that I can move that fabric and make sure it is exactly touching that other point. So there's going to be a nice point there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that needle in there like that so that I know where to put my sewing machine needles to start that row of stitching. So you can see there, look, I've still got the needle stuck in. I've put my needle down so I know that my needle's in the right point, so I can take that out now and then carry on and sew along there all the way to the end and do exactly the same on this corner as well. Right, so I'm going to show you the best way to turn the corners. You can see I've already done that one and that one, so they're neat and ready to be sewn. So for me, the trick is to make sure that you get rid of as much fabric as possible here. So I'm going to cut off the fabric there and I'm going to trim the fabric leading up to the corner just so that I can get rid of as much as I can. Okay, just because I feel it looks neater when you turn it. And then I'm also going to cut off that little triangle there. And then what I'm going to do is turn, so here's the one side, that side will sort of like naturally fold itself in, can you see? So then you fold it over, so that's a nice fold on that side, and then when you fold it over this side you need to just simply maneuver it until it sits nicely, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew it in place the same as I did with the actual placemat. That's finished now, and what we now need to do is add it on top of the pumpkin. I'm going to place the stalk on top of the pumpkin in its rightful place, and I'm just going to simply sew a line of stitching along there to attach it. Okay, voila, here we have the pumpkin Halloween placemat. So the joy of this is that it is double-sided, ta-da, and you can use it both ways. So it's also washable, so when it gets dirty, chuck it in the washing machine and you can reuse it again and again and again. Bring it out each year for Halloween, and it's big enough so that you can have a plate and your knife and fork, and it is going to look really great and spooky on your Halloween table. So I hope that you enjoyed that and you've made your own really cute little pumpkin placemat, and that you're going to get lots of years of use out of it. So thanks for joining me in this video. Nice to spend time with you. Have a look at the next project that you want to pick, and I will see you in the next video. See you soon. Bye.